Nissrine,
Yes.
welcome to the show. It's a pleasure having you today on Unleash with Ahmed Khalid. And today we are going to unleash a lot of things and we are going to share a lot of inspiring stories. And let me start by this question. I know that you have great experience, more than 20 years of experience across supply chain, covering it end to end, working in many, I would say, great companies, multinational companies, acquiring a lot of executive roles in that way. What was the trigger behind establishing ENY?
Thank you. First of all, thank you very much for having me. This is a pleasure, an honor, and by itself, it's an accomplishment. So thank you, Ahmed. I'm very happy and emotional just to be here. The trigger, when we look back, it's easier to see. But when we are in it, you don't know what's happening, right? You know later what happened. And what I knew at that time is I discovered the passion of supply chain because I studied it. I studied my bachelor degree, my master degree, my PhD in supply chain and information system, all this in France. And I wanted to work as a consultant from the beginning because I told to my father, I want to have my own company in 1999.
Before even starting the supply chain.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I just finished my studies and I wanted to work. And I said, how can I learn a lot? So my school told me, maybe be a consultant. That will help you to accumulate a lot of experience. And I said, okay, let's start. So mind you, we are a family of 9 kids, 7 girls, 2 boys. We grew up in a small village in north of France. I was reserved, quite open, extrovert. I love people, but I'm not the person who will stand up in the conference room and talk. And I was admiring actually my colleagues who could do that. I had very long black hair. People were calling me Pocahontas. And I was 22, 23, but I looked at that time 16. So when I said, okay, I need to start, I will start as a consultant, we'll see. So I applied to jobs only to be a consultant, nothing else. And alhamdulillah, 1 week after I finished my studies, I started my first job. 1 week. And I started my first job as a consultant and 10 years of consulting started. So I worked with big companies in France and I could work in FMCG retail. You know what we are discovering now in our region in terms of advanced methodology? This is what we applied in the 90s, 2000s. Wow. And I'm really, really happy because looking back, I was part of a circle, even if I was young, but I was part of a circle, very restricted circle of retail, FMCG retail in France. And we were talking about how can you order through your fridge? How can you reorder through your fridge when your yogurt is finished? And today, this is what you see. So many things I learned, and it helped me to travel a lot. During that period of consulting, 10 years, I did probably easily 25 countries.
Wow.
I was never, and I told my bosses, I don't want to stop. Just send me wherever you want. I just want to travel.
With the same company. Huh?
So this one, and then the other one in the automotive industry, Altran. I just kept traveling.
So you were consulting in which I would say sector, FMCG?
So the first 3 years, from 99 till 2002 or 2003, I was in FMCG retail, and we were implementing VMI, vendor management inventory. We were implementing systems to calculate replenishment between retailers and their stores, between retailers and their warehouses, between retailers and their suppliers, and between suppliers and retailers.
Wow.
So a lot. And it was not only system, it was system processes, methodology, functionalities, people, of course, etc. So this took me, and I did beautiful project with Carrefour Group, with Nestle, with Unilever, with Campbell, with so many big groups, and also smaller companies.
Wow.
And retailers all across Europe, Vasilopoulos in Greece, Makro in Switzerland, Lidl in Germany, and so on and so on. Deleuze in Belgium, Albertine in Holland.
It's the first time to know all of
of those names, right? So all this, so that's why my retail experience is quite rich, because it was packed in a short time, so many projects in a short time. And then I said, I want to see something else in terms of industry. So I applied. I was recruited by another group, consulting group in Europe, and they put me in the automotive vertical. Boom. Another
totally
kind of stress. FMCG is very stressful, but this one is another kind of stress. I would say, I wouldn't say it's more or less, but it's different. In automotive industry, when you stop a chain, assembly chain, in seconds you lose millions of dollars, millions. So you can't. So your supply chain must be integrated, not only with your customers, which are the end customer, but with the tier one, what we call tier one supplier, tier two suppliers, tier three suppliers. That's how much your supply chain is integrated. Systems are integrated. Inventory is integrated. You cannot miss it. You cannot. You'd rather pay a helicopter to bring you 2 pieces of something than stop the line. So different kind of stress, easily 24/7 working, but I loved it. I loved it so much.
Just let me know. I believe with this great experience and amazing, I would say, you reaching to an executive level in such companies. What was this trigger that let you think in a different way?
I know.
That I want to do my own stuff.
So thank you for recentering me, because I can go on and on for hours. But you know, the journey is, the goal was, I need to gain experience, okay? And discover a maximum of companies, a maximum of cultures, and I need to eat experience in supply chain and different industries. And in 2006, I was recruited by an American company. I never sent a single CV in this region. And they said, we want you as a consultant in supply chain. I said, how do you know me? Like, why? Why me? But you know what? Vision and intention brings you everything. And anyway, that's how I landed here in 2006. And I said, okay, consultant, good bridge. And I said, yeah, 1 year or 2. Anyway, I'm used to travel, so we'll see, we'll see what happened. And then I said, you know what, Nissrine, now it's been 10 years, you're a consultant. Let's go on the other side of the table. So I sent my CV to be a manager in supply chain. And I said, that's my second chapter. Now I'm consultant. I know how to be a consultant. I know how to build an offer. I know how to pitch. I know how to do that. Now, to be credible, for people to believe me, I need to put my hand in the dirt.
In terms of operations,
yes, right? Okay. So I worked. I was recruited by Legrand as a logistics. That was my transition job, and I'm so grateful for that. A transition job. And then I was supply chain director for General Mills, one of the top 20 companies in the world. I mean, thank you, God. Thank you, universe, for all this. I learned so much. And at General Mills, first of all, I had one of my the greatest boss ever. So far, he's still my mentor. And I learned how to be a great manager. That was my turning point of how to manage people.
Because all of your life, like consulting.
I was consulting. I of course I was managing people, but it's different. It's really different. And General Mills taught me that, and I'm so grateful, really, really grateful. And then I got picked up for the first time by a local company, Majid Al Futtaim Carrefour. Guess what? My ex-bosses from Japan, Carrefour Japan, found me, again, intention, and they said, please join us. We are creating this new position, International Supply Chain Director. Join us. I said, no, I don't want comfort zone General Mills, right? Because multinational, I know processes, everything. But then I said, Nissrine, gain experience. You are in MENA, you are in Middle East. You need to gain experience. What better than this company and to work for a local group, right? So I jumped and I said, okay. And I started that journey with MAF. Beautiful, beautiful, amazing years. Again, my foot was not reaching the floor, always flying, always managing more countries, opening stores, opening sourcing offices here in this country, Hong Kong, Thailand, Turkey, Africa, Caucasian countries. Beautiful. I mean, amazing. And Carrefour is a school of retail, really like military style. You cannot sneeze. You cannot go out of the line, otherwise you're gone. Really, literally. I mean, I can give you millions of examples of what happened to me, but you know how to do retail the right way, the only way. And after that, anything else is not acceptable. So I learned that. At the end
of the chain.
Yeah. And I learned that when I was in FMCG retail at the beginning as a consultant, but now I had the chance to do it into the operation. I mean, I was so happy. And anyway, I continued my journey in saying, okay, I need to accumulate experience as a supply chain director, get to know the region. And the more I was getting to know the region, the more I was falling in love with this region. And the more I was seeing the opportunities in this region to bring awareness in supply chain. The struggle I had to recruit people in supply chain, I mean, it took me months and months to find calibers. And at the end, you bring them from abroad because even the great talent here are already taken. So you have to take them, steal them from colleagues. So, and anyway, we reached a point where I said, Nissrine, now it's time. So I did my journey. I know I had to learn to be a consultant. I know I had to learn to be a manager, to be credible, right? I want people to believe me when I say how to manage your inventory, right? So, but then I said, okay, Nissrine, it's time.
There is enough. You said something, right?
Yeah.
There is a trigger,
yes.
I'm saying, right? Why you had like this stop with yourself and say that I need to do something. There is something behind it, I believe.
Okay. One was my age. I reached 39. And I was like, 39. So when, if not now? Enough. You had like 19 years of experience. That's enough, And I think also confidence. I think also... in the past few years before jumping, I've put myself in circles of entrepreneur. I try to read books, to try to put myself in that environment. And at the end, I couldn't find any more excuses not to do it. Experience, I had it, enough. So what else? I mean, what else? Sometimes you can feel or think, oh, I need 2 to 3 years financial bed.
Exactly.
In order to jump, right? But it's never the case, Ahmed. The life catch you. There is something that will happen. You will have something in your family to help or support. You will have something in your life that you will have stuff that that bed cannot, that safety net. Yes, it's good to build it, but don't count on it because life happens. You cannot be sure. Like we say in supply chain, it's good to forecast, but that forecast is always wrong. So yes. A plan is better than not having a plan, but at least you have the idea. So when that's it, the bubbling was growing. And for the short story also, my brother is in supply chain. He's the Y in ENY, Elqobai Nissrine Youssef. And for a fun fact, in my family, we are 8 in supply chain. Wow. Something is wrong in the DNA for sure. So my brother, he every year, when are you doing it, Nissrine? When are you creating it? I want to, let's do that. And the more he were growing, so we have 10 years different. The more we were like, when? So he was also pushing. But it was, I believe that 2016 was very important for me because I voluntarily put a break to my career. I resigned and I said, I'm taking a break. I will write my website. I will write my vision. I will write that was in 2016.
In that
4
level,
months.
I want to
break.
ask you, because this, I think it will add a lot of values in that case.
Yeah.
What is your formula or I would say financial formula that said that I would take this risk? Because many people, they want to take such things.
Yeah.
But what is this formula that say that, okay, at this point, I can jump and I can explore? Did you have this formula, or you just jumped and say, I will do it?
Okay. In the big headlines, you have, but in the details, it doesn't happen like that, to be honest. And I truly believe we are all unique. So, of course, I'm here to share my experience. I cannot say it's the same for anyone. We are all unique, and we all have our background, our own consciousness, our luggages, so many things, so it's very difficult. It's impossible to copy paste. But what I can tell you is at least have the conscious choice to say, I want to try. And at least you have enough confidence to say, if it doesn't work, it's okay. I can still work after, or I can, you have that confidence, but try. And even if you planned 1 year salary, that 1 year can be 3 months in a blink of an eye.
Exactly.
Because something can happen, and to be honest, this is what happened to us. We created ENY when we were at the deepest curl of the wave. Amazing. We prepared, but then, yeah. But this is where we brought all the strength, and it was tough. It was really tough, but we said, now or never. That's it. And alhamdulillah, Youssef, of course, was part of it. Piero, then I met my husband, Piero, who also encouraged me a lot, because he could see how insane I was about supply chain. So, okay, I have no choice. But then I was pregnant. I got my son at the same time. So motherhood and entrepreneurship at the same time. I gave birth to 2 babies. That was tough.
Yeah.
But honestly, I mean, today, I could not imagine a single second who I am today before. No way. Because it was not here, right? When you think, unfortunately, that's our brain. We think it's easy. Or we think, I will apply 1, 2, 3, 4, and I will apply it and it will go right. But no, it's not. And today, I promise you, I'm getting to know the Nissrine entrepreneur and the Nissrine mother. Because for me, these are two
different.
Actually, two same. I'll tell you why. When I become a mother, first, before I become a mother, mind you, I am a auntie of 19 nieces and nephews. 19. I should be an expert. Mashallah, bless them. I love them all. I could be an expert, right? In everything, Motherhood, right? Yeah. so I know how to feed, diaper, blah, 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 blah. But from the moment that seed was inside me, you know what? Now I can tell you, I was not even close 1% of what is happening to me as a mother. Not even 1%. Totally and these different. Are my nephews and nieces, like my children, They're so different. And the pain of being a mother, which is 97%, the pain, the fear, the struggle, the sleepless nights, all this, everything that goes, hormones, so many things that goes around. But that 3-4% of seeing my son smile, seeing him happy, I cannot describe it, Ahmed. Honestly, I'm beginning to be, it's indescribable. Unless you are a mother or father, you don't know. There is no way you can know. Same for entrepreneur. That pain of 97% or 96% to create of something you believe in. I'm feeling chills now. Something you believe and you just love it. Why? Why do I love? When I was at 30s or early 30s, I was like, why am I doing supply chain? Why am I doing supply chain? Like, I'm a people person. I know I love people. I know I'm a giver. Okay, I have hard time to receive, but I love to give. I'll give everything, my arm, my head, everything I'll give to people. So I'm like, am I in the wrong field? Or should I be working in NGO? But then I realized, no, I love supply chain. I really love.
Can use your
so
experience.
Can I use that? Really, this was critical
to serve more,
in the early 30s. I even went to a trip myself. I always travel by myself, backpacking, just to try to understand what am I doing. It's still time to change, but I need to change now. And then I said, no, I really love what I do. Now, how can I use it to help people? And today, it took time to flourish in my brain, but today, as an entrepreneur, I found it. I know.
The biggest thing that I want to ask you is, when you took this conscious decision, when you want to move out and try this, were you relying on your network to just like creating some customer acquisition? What were these things that you say, okay, I have the experience, I have the values, but now generating leads or just getting customers, I think it's the most struggle that could be faced by any entrepreneur. How did you get over this struggle?
So before I enter that, just to tell you, to finish on the comparison, mother entrepreneur, that 96% of pain of you doing, once you jump, then you enter into a wormhole, like a ocean, like you're in the middle of the ocean. Shall I go north? Where is the north? Where is the south? Where is the east? So when you enter that, it is so much pain. Still so much pain, and I believe it will be till the end. But that 4% of satisfaction, 4% of receiving a thank you, receiving someone saying, you helped me, just that, more than the money, it's worth it. So that's why I'm comparing entrepreneurship to motherhood, because the number of good stuff is small, but the representation is overwhelming, and the pain is huge, but it's so worth it. So because you love what you do. I mean, only a passionate person can follow her passion or his passion. Otherwise, you're just crazy. Why would you do something so irrational? There is nothing rational in what we are doing. Nothing.
If you look at it from outside, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Yes, especially if you are living
just go
like
to
stable
work.
life.
Yeah, go to work.
So I'm asking that you took this decision, right?
Yeah.
But to take such a decision, definitely you should like use your network to generate customers, just even one customer.
Please.
How did
that
you do
one?
it? I think that you had already your network. So how did you use this?
Well, that's the thing, Ahmed. I have a huge network, alhamdulillah, that I built over the years worldwide. There is literally, and I'm saying that in whole humility and modesty, but I just want to give you an image. There is literally not one country on earth you put your finger on it and I don't know someone there. I have a huge network. Now, how to explore it? I don't know. I didn't know how to do that. So all I knew is I created my website. I have the name. I know what I want to do. I want to help companies and governments to be aware of their supply chain, to use their supply chain to their advantage, not to be a victim of it. That's what I want to do, because it hurts to see so much waste, right? They could transform that pain into gold, right? So now where that first project will come from? So you think, should I go through my LinkedIn one by one and send, literally, really, that's concrete. Should I go one by one and send a message one by? How do I approach them? What am I going to say? So when you get into the details, then it's hard. It's really, really hard. And it's so big. Honestly, like, yes, it's beautiful to have a huge network now. How do I
Make
from
use
where?
of it, yeah.
From where do I start? Like, and today I'm much better marketer and salesperson, but at that time I wasn't. So how it's really overwhelming. Like, really, like, you stay in front of your computer hours. Like, from where shall I start? By writing a post, or by sending emails, or by calling, or by how do I start? And I just started with the people I knew last. I thought, let me start with the people I knew last, right?
Previous experience.
Yeah, just recently.
Mm-hmm.
So let me start with that. And I just really, it was not random, but almost, almost random. And I just sent a message. I started my company and this and that. So I'll call you and I'll tell you about it. And, if you know someone who needs support in supply chain, let me know. Okay, what are you doing exactly, Nissrine? Even that exactly was not super clear at that time, So what are you doing? All I knew is that we are experts in supply chain. Nothing can scare us in supply chain, really. Like, we are fearless in terms of supply chain. So now, how to prove it? How to show?
You need just one chance.
And that one project, you need just one project.
And you can make testimonial
Ahmed,
and show it.
It's not even about money. I discovered that after.
You want to serve.
It's about confidence. Because you don't know. You don't know. When we are in our cocoon in the corporate world, we are feeling so powerful, honestly, because in front of us there is a big name, Carrefour, Chalhoub, Unilever.
But when you're alone, it's totally different.
So it's like a shield, So when you go somewhere, you have that shield, right? And people know you because of that shield. Now, when you remove that shield, who are you really? What is your value,
values,
really? What are you bringing to the plate? Are you still that supply chain expert or no?
Have you ever felt that there are some self-doubts in your journey that I cannot do this in just establishing your E&Y?
Yes. And I was telling you before, one of the things that destabilized me and really slapped me in the face is when you are working in a company, you have a format. There is a format, right? When you are on your own, there is no more format. So imagine you work in this format for 20 years and then there is no more format. You're on your own. You decide when to wake up, when to work, when to go out. This really, I did not see it coming. I did not expect it. And it took me 2 years to start organizing myself. That period, I was like, but am I really capable of doing that? Is it? Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm just a great employee, right? Maybe I'm not good enough to be an entrepreneur. And that 2 first years, to be honest, was really, really tough. One of them, it was and I thought I was disciplined one, being in supply chain. But how do I discipline myself to build this company? And we were talking about networking. I have a huge network, but when I was in the ocean, when I jumped, I realized networking is not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy to find the right event. You cannot go to all the events. How do you connect with the right people? How do you know these people have the same values, passion? It's so hard. You need to filter all that. You need to start learning how to screen and how to filter all that. So yes, everything you felt comfortable with all these past corporate years, it falls down. It completely unveils.
It's very hard to feel these doubts, right?
Yes, it's very, very hard.
But what was this self-narrative that you had in your mind that you kept telling yourself, no, I will do it. What was that trigger that keeps you always in the game?
Yeah. By the way, one more thing that made me doubt is you have the responsibility I mean, I'm not single.
Mhm.
So you have a family, you have a son. So and everyone believes in me. So I'm responsible to pull them in that direction.
Your reason is your family, right?
Well, the reason and the passion of supply chain, I strongly believe there is no way I am where I am for no reason. There is no way. There is no way God, the universe, put all this from the beginning. All these steps, all these reasons, all these companies. I'm so grateful with all the corporate companies I worked for, because they taught me so many things. And I'm sure there is absolutely zero regret. I'm sure I was not ready 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. I was not ready. I am ready now because it's now. So but however, because we are human, right? When you jump from a comfort zone, being a great employee, because, it's even worse when you're a very good, great employee. It's very, very bad because you're so comfortable. You're doing a great job.
Your comfort zone.
Yeah. Then you jump, and then everything you have to recalibrate. You have to recalibrate everything. You have to everything is really bigger, like 1,000,000 times bigger than what you were living in your bubble in the corporate world.
Have you ever, in that time, you said that there is like a period we faced like some agony or adversities at the beginning to generate some customers using your network. And I believe also that most entrepreneurs at the beginning, they could struggle in that period when they need to, at the beginning of the startup of their company. Have you had this thought in your mind that saying, why I'm doing all of this? I need to come back to the corporate life and just live a good life. I have my salary again. Why I'm in this, dilemma or this cycle again? Have you ever felt this?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Now, what I learned, so now this is my thinking and this is my formula, okay? But what I learned and because I had to make peace with it. It's hard. I have a family. I need to go back. We still need to eat. We still need to pay the rent. We still need this. So I'm crazy to bring my family in this journey. This is me. Why am I taking them with me in that? But then at one point I said, Nissrine, pause. At the end, I know that I do that for a very good reason. I do that because I love what I do. There is nothing not good in that. It's really pure. I love supply chain. I can't even tell you how much, Ahmed. So this is a good model for my son. This is a good model for my family. This is a good model. It's pulling me out of myself. I'm discovering, as I told you, I'm discovering a new me every time. And there is no more comfort zone anymore, for sure. and so there is this, that more and more there is no way I'm going back. And then I made...
Even after stressing it financially, I would say.
Yeah.
But it's not easy to
It's not easy. You find ways.
What was your way? I believe there is a reason that this is that what you will keep saying to yourself, that I will not, and keep believing in this, that I will do. What was that self-narrative that you had in your mind?
Yeah. At one point, I was thinking really because bind me, okay? There is nothing wrong to be an employee,
At all?
Absolutely. There is nothing. We are all unique and different. And what I learned is, as I said, this is my learning, okay? My learning. But now I know entrepreneurship is not one-way road, because I had to make peace with it. Otherwise, it's hard. So in my head, I'm like, it's fine. Anytime I want, I can go back to corporate. Why not? Who stops me? I can. First of all, it's a good learning. No problem. It's a good learning. I can go back to learn. I can go back to put my hands in the dirt and being part of a corporate and update me on the corporate world. Why not? I don't think it's also good to be too far from the corporate world, too outside of the.
Corporate,
that's my
definitely,
learning. That's my learning.
It
Because
defines
these
you,
are our
and
customers.
your experience.
Yes,
for
and
sure.
these are our customers. So what best to know them more from inside and continue time to time. So I made peace with it, saying, it's not a one-way road. I can go back anytime I want. However, my vision, my goal is supply chain, my company. Mm-hmm. I'm an entrepreneur. I want to do that. And I want to continue to do that till I die. So going back to corporate, I made peace with it, knowing, okay, I can go back anytime, but I will not do that for 20 years again. So that's how I made peace with it, saying I can go back anytime. There is no shame because it's very valuable. However, I know I want to create value in this region. I want to. My calling is to give supply chain knowledge to many companies, not only to one companies. Because when I was working, that's the ceiling I hit. I was frustrated because I want to do more, but there's procedure, policies, vision of someone, not yours. Someone's vision that you have to respect. Mm-hmm. And so
you're creating everything. Yeah. So I keep saying that if you are an entrepreneur, you are the supply chain. You are the R&D, you are the sales, you are the marketing, you are the finance, you are everything. So, going into this extra mile and achieving this great, I would say, milestone for ENY, what is the secret formula behind your success in ENY?
First, my parents. My mom and dad. The core of me, they made it. The person who I am today, the adult that I am today, they created it, right? The childhood is everything, right? From 0 to 7. So I'm grateful to them. They are not perfect, of course, I'm not. But they gave me the essence, I feel they gave me the essence, which is wanting good for people, having always the right intention, do the right thing always, no matter what. Do the right thing always, no matter what. Trusting me. And I was traveling and, I'm Arab, I'm Muslim. Trusting me, I was traveling and my father, my mother, they trust me 1,000,000%. So I believe, honestly, they are 99%, my mom and dad. Knowing I lost my father last year, so my whole world is still shaking. However, when I look at him, when I look at his picture, I smile. I don't want to cry. It's just I miss him. He's my role model. He's my counselor, my advisor in every single thing, even getting married with Piero. And today, after he passed, I was picking the phone to call him because I was calling him every single day and asking him advice in supply chain. He didn't go to school, but he was so wise. And after he died, I was picking the phone. He's not here. And I can't, and it's so hard. It's so huge emptiness. But I know he's here because he taught me so many things. And I have to continue, right? I have to continue his legacy, and I have to show to the world that he did a good job. And I have, with my son, also show to the world that I'm doing a good job. And at the end, that's what matters. I'm so happy that I remember only beautiful things about him. And so for me, key to success, your parents, how you brought up, because that's your value. This is your values. Whatever happens, that's who you are, right? Unless you become very, 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 you know how to peel out your subconscious. I mean, that's a super level of yogi. But you are who you are from your parents, from your childhood. So I'm so grateful for them. There is no words. So them is number one. And because of them, I could study. Because of them, I could travel. They gave me the confidence to travel. They gave me the confidence to backpack and go travel the world. They gave me the confidence, Nissrine, tawakkal Allah, go. Go. They never said stop. Just go there. Yeah. UAE, go. America, go. China, go. They never told me stop. Never. And when I wanted to stop, at one point I wanted to stop my studies at bachelor and master. And my father said, no, continue. No, continue. And and everything else seems much more important than money. Money is important, is a mean. We need it, right? But
it's not an objective, I would say.
It's not an objective. And I'm so happy that I can distinguish this, that it's a mean. I want to be a millionaire. I want to be a billionaire. That there is no shame about that. There is no shame about that. But because of my values, I will know what to do with it. I will know when I want to be enough for me, but I know how to give it. I know how to share it. I know I'm learning. We are learning every single day how to share, we have so many occasions to do it. You have to do it. So I would say, number one, my parents. Number two, I'm blessed I found supply chain as a calling. Even if I learned with the years that it was a calling, but it never fade off. Today, Ahmed, I feel I'm more in love of supply chain than when I started. And even if I feel I'm learning a lot and I know a lot in supply chain, I feel I don't know anything. I have that craving, really like craving of I want to know more. And I was just telling you before starting that I had 4 hours of brain explosion with some friends in technology because we can't have enough. Honestly, I don't have enough. I want to die teaching supply chain. I want to die giving people what I love the most, which is supply chain. And that's how I express, that's how I can give you the best of me, right? And I can cook, I can do other stuff, but that supply chain is the best. So I feel my keys of success is my ground, my parents, the fact that I was blessed to find my calling early and I could work it out. I believe that everything happens for a reason. So there is never a too late, never too early. Everything happens at the right moment, the right time. Now we need to knock at doors. We need to provoke. We need to try. And I hate two things: laziness and ignorance. These two, I can't. So move. You want something? Move. Take the step number one. You want to learn something? Learn, but don't stay complacent in your laziness and in your ignorance. Then you're a plant, you're a tree, So you're not a human being. So I'm exaggerating, but I'm shocking with my words, but really want to, to give that message.
I love this, Nissrine, and the way that you raised up and how your parents, they planted the seed of greatness inside you and how you serve. I believe that because of our relationship and how we work and how we engage together, I see it in you, how you serve people. And this is, I believe it's more important than any money or anything, because once you start pointing this or just put this in your mind, how to serve people, money will come by default. Exactly. So chase the impact, not just the money. And this is something that we need all the audience just to listen to this, because this will change the total life. Last thing that maybe I can ask you, if there is some of our audience just listening right now and they have something in their mind that they have greatness, they have values, they have experience, and they have great things in their mind, and they want to take the first step towards the entrepreneurial journey. What is your best advice that you can give it to them that they can take the first baby step? Yes.
I think, honestly, we don't know until we try. I mean, nothing can prepare you. You can read, you can listen, you can get advice, and all this is good learning. Okay, I'm not saying don't do it. Do it. Learn. YouTube, podcasts, everything, books. Read, prepare as much. But until you try, you don't know. You don't know. It's like, for example, you want to go to a country you've never been, right? So you're reading books, you're looking on YouTube, the videos. Oh, okay, I can do that. I can organize my journey like this. I can go to the mountain that day. And so you're planning, right? You're planning. So everything should be fine. But once you flight land, then things are real. And you will compare your trip with what you planned. Nothing to do. Nothing to do. The learning, completely different, completely much more, by the way, than you expected. So I think until you try, you don't know. My advice is, if you have even a thought, just a thought of, oh, I want to open my bakery. Oh, I want to open my tech company. Or I want to start my online business. If you just have that thinking of I want, it means you have a seed. Mm-hmm. Believe in it. Jump. At one point, jump. Stop giving yourself excuses because it won't go the way you want it to go anyway. Okay? So I believe if you feel that I want to try this, then try it. Try it. Just try it. What will happen? I mean, what the worst can happen, you know? Money problem, okay. Sell your car, sell this, sell that. You'll be okay. You'll be okay at the end. Don't worry. You'll find a job, or just try it, because that try will make you grow. That trial will give you much more confidence for the next try. And really, Ahmed, until we do, you know very well, until we step out, there is no way you know. No way. No way. You don't know what is marriage until you get married. Yeah, even if you have 100 girlfriend or boyfriend, that will not make it until you really do that sacred bond. Trust me, nothing is like that. So I believe my advice for the entrepreneurs or someone who is sitting now and he's working in a company and he's thinking, oh, I want to try something. Okay, let's say you're really scared of trying, which I know how it feels. Okay, try something side hustle. Okay, a small thing online, just to give you, which again will not compare until you really unplug from corporate. But at least it will give you some confidence.
Flavor
it will give you, even if it's $10 per day, $10 per month, but you'll be happy. I'm bringing it from somewhere else. So it will build some confidence. It will grow that seed in you. Okay. So, and maybe you'll always be an employee, but having 2-3 side business, which is fine, no problem. You know, that's okay too. But at least you're trying something else. You're discovering another side of your personality. You're enjoying something else than being in the office. And people will find you inspiring in the office. So I believe it doesn't matter how it looks. Just try it. Unleash it.
Thank you so much, Nissrine. Really, your story behind E&Y is very inspiring, and I'm sure with your vision and with your passion and with your serving attitude, E&Y will be getting more and more and more and more. Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you.
And next time I'm sure that you will be somewhere else in a higher level.
Thank you. I will remember today. I'm grateful. Thank you, Ahmed. Thank you, Unleash.
Thank you.
And I was really happy to share today, and I hope it serves even one person.